Hey, what's up, guys? It's Ruben Perez Jr. from EntertainmentRocks.com, and today we are talking to Chris DeMoulin. He is the CEO of Comikaze Entertainment. And if you guys are wondering what is Comikaze Entertainment, well, let me explain to you. Comikaze Entertainment, he's like the mastermind behind Comikaze, which used to be called Comikaze. Now it's called the Los Angeles Comic Con. Not to be confused with a Comic Con from San Diego. This one is like better because there's so many comics. So Chris, tell me about the whole name change from Comikaze to the Los Angeles Comic Con.
Well, when the show was started back in 2011, the name was Comikaze Expo, and it was a fun way to be a kamikaze thing. But not have sort of the same name as everybody else. And one of the guests that year was Stan Lee, which was amazing to get Stan to come to a first-year con. And Stan enjoyed it so much that the gang that was running the show at the time actually did a licensing deal with POW Entertainment, which was Stan's company, and the show became Stan Lee's Comikaze Expo. And it was that for a couple of years. And I think back in 2015 or 16, we realized as the show was expanding that when you say it's a Comikaze Expo, not everybody knew what it was. But since there's 100 events around the country called fill in the blank Comic-Con, people kind of knew what a Comic-Con was. It's not, I say it's like flea market, although flea market sounds bad, but it means what's going to be there. There's going to be comics, there's going to be superheroes, there's going to be Funko Pops, there's going to be all that fun entertainment, pop culture stuff. So they changed the name to Stan Lee's Los Angeles Comic Con, I think back in 15 or 16. And then when Stan sold his company POW to a Chinese company in 2017, the license ended, it became LA Comic Con. So it's just sort of been a journey over 10 or 11 years. And, we think when we say we're Los Angeles Comic Con, everybody kind of has a sense of what to expect because they know what a Comic Con is. And sort of San Diego Comic Con is obviously, the grandparent of it all in terms of what they started. But, now there's events that are called Comic Cons all over the country and all over the world. And sort of the fan knows what that means. So.
Most definitely. The big news is that we're going to get an in-person Los Angeles Comic Con. Tell me about that.
I know, we're so excited. So, we did our last convention in October of 2019. And went into 2020 thinking we would do a convention. And obviously the whole world, we've been dealing with COVID for 16 months now in terms of lockdown. And we moved the convention date around a little bit. We tried to do it in December. It became clear that wasn't going to be safe or possible. So as we set a date for this year, we wanted to make it as late in the year as possible to give people as much time as possible to feel comfortable with, what this world on the back end of a COVID pandemic is looking like, to give as many people time to get vaccines and all that. We also wanted to stay away from all the major holidays because obviously fourth quarter is a big time for holidays and people haven't been able to visit and see family and friends as much as they'd like in the last year. So we wanted to stay away from all the holiday weekends. So that December 3rd, 4th, and 5th, working with our partners at the LA Convention Center, that seemed to be the best combination of being later in the year, but not interfering with holidays. And so we just could not be more excited that on December 3rd, 4th, and 5th, we're going to welcome, a big group of nerd fans like ourselves to come have fun with us at LA Comic Con. Some of the planning we did for last year will be the same. We're going to be over the entire convention center, not just the South Hall. There'll be a lot of new stuff, but there'll be a lot of more space to enjoy it in. We just couldn't be happier to be planning for it again.
And I know, it's been a really crazy year with 2020. What kind of changes can we expect so people know that they are safe? If they're still second guessing going to a big event.
Well, I think we have a great relationship with the Los Angeles Department of Public Health, and all of the precautions we were building for last year, we did in partnership with them and the convention center. So we'll be working with them, and whatever precautions they're suggesting, that'll be sort of our minimum, and we may have some things that are more than that. It's hard to know what they'll be specifically in terms of, I know by June 15th in California, masks are not going to be required. Now that may change going forward. If it doesn't, we probably won't have masks. If it does, we will. We might do some surveying of the ticket holders to see if they would feel more comfortable. But I think the thing is, whatever the prevailing standards are, will be that or a little higher. We won't. We want to make sure that everyone who can feel comfortable coming feels like we've taken every precaution necessary to come. And then we know some people won't yet feel comfortable coming, and that's one of the reasons why we're going to have a lot more live streaming going on from the main stage and the panel rooms. And we're actually going to have a roving cosplay cam that's going to go around to capture the cosplayers, because we want those people that don't yet feel comfortable to come in person to be able to still enjoy most of the experience digitally online.
So what can we expect with like live entertainment?
Yeah.
Are we gonna go back to in-person meet and greets?
Yep. So here's what we believe we're going to be able to do. We'll have a full schedule on the main stage, and in fact, we already have an amazing lineup. And Frank Miller, comic legend, is coming to the show for the first time. Zachary Levi's coming. Tom Welling's coming back. He hasn't been for a couple of years. We just signed Giancarlo Esposito, who's going to come and do some really cool stuff with us. He did our digital convention with us in April and was amazing. Tom Kenny's coming back, the, of course, beloved voice of SpongeBob, one of my personal favorites. So there'll be a full array of talent that'll be on the main stage. There'll be a pretty full panel schedule that we'll have sort of 3 or 4 main panel rooms and 6 or 8 smaller panel rooms. We're gonna have people coming, celebrities for meet and greets. Probably not as many as normal, because we want to make sure we've got plenty of space for social distancing. That will probably be in its own hall instead of being in the big hall with everybody else. And so some of the things that we figured out for last year, like when you buy an autograph, if you want an autograph or a photograph with somebody, you'll be given a 1-hour time slot to come pick it up. So you don't have to just go stand in line forever. You bought one of the 11 to 12 o'clock slots. You can just go at 11. The lines will be shorter because the only people who will be there will be the 11 to 12 o'clock people. So we'll do a bunch of things like that that'll help move things through. And then, as I said, we're going to be spread over the whole convention center. So the South Hall, the Concourse Hall, the West Hall, all the conference rooms. We'll probably have some fun stuff to do outside as well as people wait in line to get inside. So that's 1.2 million square feet of fun. So we're looking forward to filling it.
It's go big or go home at Los Angeles Comic Con. And tickets are going on sale on June 11th. So if you guys feel comfortable going back to a big convention, you can get your tickets early bird sale.
So we had the tickets on sale last fall when we thought we could do a show in December. And at the time we said, if you buy a ticket, if we have to move it, you can either keep it, roll it over to the new date, or refund it. And actually, most people kept their tickets. So a lot of people have already bought tickets. But the whole idea of the early bird is we know that our biggest fans that have been coming for 5-10 years, they plan this. They want to come the whole weekend. And so we do a 20% reduction in pricing for the early bird, so they can really come in, get the ticket there. We will never sell it for less than we put it on for the early bird. So for those real, dedicated, our core fans, we want them to be able to plan ahead, and we want to be able to give them the best possible price. So that's the early bird price that starts June 11th. It'll probably be for a couple, 3 weeks. We're over Father's Day this year. I never thought about it before, but the best Father's Day gift I can imagine that you could give your father would be, family tickets to LA Comic Con, because where could you have more fun? So that's what the early bird is all about. It's about getting the biggest fans the best price.
Since this is the first weekend of December 3rd, 4th, and 5th, this would also be a great Christmas gift. So
Absolutely. And I think, we've always liked our show. We've always tried to put it in the fall around Halloween or later. And we like to think of it as it's like we're a nerd Black Friday. We've just never been this close to Black Friday and Cyber Monday before. So do all your online shopping and then save a little bit of money and come. We'll probably have 600 exhibitors at the show, a couple hundred artists. So there'll be, an amazing array of stuff to buy, including, I'm sure, people selling some of the things you have over your shoulder, those amazing Funko Pops.
Funko Pops. If you guys are listening on the podcast, I'll be sure to watch the actual interview, and you can see all my Funko Pops back there. I have Batman and everybody, anything and everything. So Chris, since you guys are a Comic-Con convention, the Los Angeles Comic-Con, what's your favorite comic book series?
Okay, so for me personally, you mean?
Yeah.
So I am a longtime Marvel guy rather than love and respect DC, but and my personal favorite was always the Avengers. In fact, as a kid, one of the tragic stories of my life is I had collected the entire Avengers series of comics, every one that had ever been produced, every annual, every giant size, through when I went in college. And my sophomore year of college, I couldn't afford to pay tuition, so I had to sell my comic collection in order to pay tuition and stay in school. So that entire collection of Avengers from 1 to, I don't know what it was at the time, 200, is now owned by somebody else. It's one of the great regrets of my life.
Well, mine is, oh yeah, Batman.
Nice, very nice.
Batman. So I'm a huge Batman fan. And I need to ask, do you think we will ever have a Latino superhero, like maybe like one that speaks English and Spanish? I mean, do you think that will ever happen?
Well,
I mean, because I know the Marvel was.
Let me start there. We certainly should, and because really superheroes reflect the best that's in all of us, and also the same problems that we have, right? They have all the same problems we do, but they just have a few skills we don't, right? And so there should be. And so if Marvel isn't developing that or hasn't yet developed, they should, because superheroes reflect all of our culture, and they should be a mirror that we can hold up to ourselves and see ourselves in it. And that, goes for everybody. So, so if they haven't yet, from your lips to that, they should.
You guys should do it. DC, Marvel, anybody and everybody that creates comics, do it. It's a challenge. Exactly. So 5 reasons why people should go to Los Angeles Comic-Con, the in-person event happening on December 3rd, 4th, and 5th in Los Angeles.
Okay, why? My top 5 in no particular order. Number 1, because nerds do best when they're around other nerds. And so it's all about the community. And we have this horrible pandemic has kept us apart. We deserve to get together with each other and celebrate. Okay, so that's number 1. Nerds about community. Let's come together and support each other. Number 2, I really think of conventions is it's so much about discovery, right? You walk down the aisle, you turn the aisle, you see somebody in a 10 by 10, or you see an artist at a table you've never seen before. Those are all small, wonderful, incredibly talented artists and small companies, and they have not had the opportunity to sell much in the last year and a half. So come out and discover something new. Find a new artist, find a new store that you can connect with that really has the kind of stuff you love. It's a great way to come shop and sort of help those folks who, we've all had an incredibly rough year and a half, but this is an opportunity for us to get together, celebrate what we love, and help them. Number 3, amazing guest artists. I mean, I personally am so excited to have Giancarlo Esposito come. We're talking to a couple of other of the talent from The Mandalorian to come and do something with him. I think the opportunity to come and see some of those celebrities that you love in person and hear what they have to say and get to know them a little bit more, maybe, get up and get an autograph or a photograph and talk to them. It's just so special. And so number 3 reason would be for the celebrities. Number 4 reason, I'll jump to 5, because 5 is Father's Day is right around the corner. And if whether you're a father and you love your kids, or your kids and you love your father, or a spouse, there's no better gift than giving the gift of the family spending time together. So number 5, the reason you should come is that Father's Day is coming up, and what could be better than getting early bird tickets to LA Comic-Con and going? I think the 4th reason I would have to say is we deserve it. We deserve, after this last year and a half, to get out and celebrate, and whatever your flag is, to get it back out and fly it high. And so we just, as human beings, deserve the opportunity to get out, whether it's LA Comic-Con, it's a baseball game, it's a concert, whatever is your thing, get out and do it again, because we haven't been able to do it for a while. So treat yourself and celebrate. So that's my top 5.
That's it. My name is Ruben Perez Jr. EntertainmentRocks.com. #eRocks with Ruben Perez Jr. on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and everywhere you stream podcasts. I mean, you can also watch his interview on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, and anywhere and everywhere you pretty much watch videos. My name is Ruben Perez Jr. That is Chris DeMoulin, CEO of Comikaze Entertainment. Do not miss Los Angeles Comic Con in person, December 3rd, 4th, and 5th, the first weekend of December. It'll be a great Christmas gift. It'll be a great Father's Day gift. Tickets go on sale June 11th with 20% off, so be sure to check them out. Details on the Los Angeles Comic Con website and on entertainmentrocks.com. So, yeah. Be sure to check it out.
Thank you so much for having me on. We love you. We appreciate you. Keep up what you do.
Thank you so much. Muchas gracias. We will see you guys later, and we out. We're going to go shop more Funko Pops, so we'll see you guys later. Bye.